Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and this is another tier list based off of Fastlane that just happened Saturday. Overall, I thought it was an amazing show. I mean, it definitely felt a little lacking because we were like one or two matches normally short than what we've been getting. And I feel like I think they understood that like there's so many good matches they're putting on TV right now that we kind of could have more. Like I really felt like there could have been maybe one match, like the Intercontinental title match. I think that even just happened with Ciampa and Gunter could have easily like slated in there as an opening match, and it would have still been great. Or they could have just had a rematch too. It was just there was something lacking about it. They have so many good players right now and so many good people that like it's not needed to have so much on TV that they could let some of these marinate a little bit more. But I think they just kind of panic and been trying to knock it out of the park every week, and they've been doing great with it. So let's start right in it with the tag team title matches with Damian Priest and Finn Balor versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. Overall, it was a phenomenal match. It's actually one of the matches I really didn't see happening the way it did. I really thought that the Judgment Day would retain, especially with all the cheating and stuff they were going to do. I mean, they're showing that they're slowly imploding, and Priest wasn't even able to cash in, which I figured might be an opportunity tonight or that night to do it, but he didn't because he was too hurt. But overall, I think the match was really good. Good spots. I really like Jay and Cody's chemistry out there. I thought it worked out really well together. I feel like it's a natural like storyline to what's going on, and I really do enjoy it. I know we weren't really quite thinking it was going to happen, but I don't know. Like I should have known. Like Cody Rhodes' announcement for NXT is probably going to be about the tag team tournament that they'll have, like the Dusty Rhodes tag team tournament. So like he definitely would have had the belt on. That would have just made sense that he would be a tag team champion when they were going to announce that. So I should have probably saw it when coming, but overall the match amazing. I really thought it was great. They had some good spots in it. I just was a little shocked by the ending, but it was an amazing match. I definitely think it was not much else you could add to it, honestly. But I did want. I mean, I figured, if it was going to be a loss by Cody and Jay, that they would have had a spot of like Drew McIntyre coming down or something, but. With them winning, it didn't make as much sense. But I thought overall, amazing match. Great way to start off the promo or like the whole thing. Absolutely like A tier type of thing. I don't know what came next, if it was the Jade Cargill promo or the 3 versus 3. But the Jade Cargill promo I liked. I wish we would have saw her talk or at least done something. They're really just keeping it under the wraps, and I think like she's probably just not as ready that we think she is. Maybe like I thought she would probably be up in there already, like at least doing some promos, but maybe she's not as close as we think she is. But I mean, we'll see. I did like seeing her show up. I just wanted to kind of make a note of it because I thought it was a pretty decent moment to have, because they don't really do that with new people coming in. They just kind of premiere or like debut right into a match, so it was kind of interesting to see it that way. Next up, we had the 3 versus 3 with Carlito coming down to being the third partner. I definitely called that. I think a lot of people had that one as a guarantee with them having that spot open. I think it will add a lot of depth to the LWO. I'm hoping that we have a heel Carlito, and the LWO is a babyface group, and there's a fight between Ray and Carlito for the group of what direction they would need to go to combat the Street Profits or the Street Business, whatever you want to call them, and other tag teams. So if that's the case, I think I actually could really get behind that group, and I think it could be really interesting, and they really did add the dynamic, especially maybe Santos Escobar kind of being pulled between like his mentor and a new person that has got his back. And the U.S. title being over there could honestly elevate that even further up. So I do kind of like it. The match in general, it was decent. I definitely felt that the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley were really taking it to him, and I thought that was going to be. I still thought they were going to win it. I think I called them winning. This was the only promo I could or prediction. I couldn't remember what I picked, but I definitely got. I think the first two matches wrong. Everything else I was pretty spot on with, but overall it was a good match. I feel like they could have definitely used a little bit more time gave a little bit more for Carlito to do because he kind of just went in there and did it. But I guess they were trying to make sure that he wasn't rusty. Good pin, some good spots. Overall, I think it's like a one type match. Like this is their first one, and I think we'll have a couple more, and maybe even get a couple pay-per-views out of these guys because all of them are phenomenal. Like just all the young guys in here, Santos Escobar, Montez Ford, Dawkins, like all those guys are great, and like they never really get that next tier exposure. So having something like this will definitely help and hopefully propel some of these guys forward. I really want to see also too, like, would Bianca join the Hurt business? Like that could be a really cool wrinkle to everything if she wanted to turn heel with them. But I guess we'll see. Next up was the triple threat match. Honestly, I really, really, really enjoyed this match. The only gripe, and it's a big gripe to me, is they just made Charlotte look phenomenal out there, and it kind of drew away from the champion again. Like, Io is amazing. Let her go do all these amazing moves, but it felt like Charlotte was getting up, Charlotte was doing this, Charlotte was doing that, and it was just more of the other two counteracting everything. I like how it ended. A Bailey coming out there to kind of save them. Again, it's just like, I would have been fine with Io just winning clean with this. I feel like that should have been their go-to. If this is a second match and then all of a sudden the second match, she needs some help and Bailey comes out and saves her, I don't think you see anything. But I feel like they're just not letting Io be Io. Io is a top tier wrestler, top 5 I think right now for sure, just with skill and all of that. So like I feel like they haven't been able to show her that well. I'm gonna put it in good. It really, I'll put it in amazing. It was a great match. I just feel like for the story and for like if this was Charlotte being the champion and Io had beaten her, that would have been a cool way of doing it. But Io being the champion, she should have been a little bit more dominating. Asuka obviously did what she had to do in there and was amazing. No gripes on anything that Asuka did over there. She hit it out of the park, kind of being that third wheel to everything, even though it should just be her and Io going after each other. But I still thought she went in there and did everything. Knocking Flair out in the beginning, that was a good way to actually let the two cook and do whatever they wanted. And I think overall, it was an amazing match. But I definitely think they could have just added a little bit more spots for Io in there. Next up, we had the tag team of LA Knight and John Cena versus Solo and Jimmy. Man, that was a fun match. Obviously, they kind of had John Cena kind of getting clobbered in the beginning and LA Knight having to come back for it. So technically, I think like overall, like the match didn't have all the greatest wrestling in there. They definitely had some good spots in it. They were a great team together, and I feel like I definitely would love to see it again. I know John Cena's kind of on this like weird, like where he's here, but he could leave at a drop of a hat. So I think they're setting up him and Roman for Crown Jewel next. So I think that worked out perfectly for that. And I would be fine with that because at least we get to see Roman actually do something. So yeah, I think it was a good match. I do definitely think that they could have, the first part of just Cena getting clobbered could have just been a little bit better. I know they probably were doing that to let Cena kind of get his, one, it gets the other two over, and two, like he probably didn't have as much in the tank, and so they were trying to like pace him out. But I feel like it was Cena. Like it's Cena. He's he should have done a little bit. He could have had a little bit more of a showing, especially in the beginning. Like maybe like the first 5 minutes, him just be absolutely dominating Jimmy, and then it slowly degrades from that. But it was just kind of, it felt very fast, and then LA Knight had to just come back and do it. And LA Knight did some great stuff. Overall, good match. But yeah, I put it in good. And last but certainly not least, Rollins versus Nakamura for the third time, right? Third time? Second time? I'm getting confused now. I'm pretty sure it's at least, I know it's at least the second, but it could be the third time. Absolutely phenomenal match. Last man standing match was perfect way to encompass this rivalry, because I think this is going to be the end of it. I think everything locked up to be exactly what it needed to be. It showed Rollins getting through all of it. I kind of thought he was going to be more banged up by the time he ended, but even then he just kind of like persevered. So I feel like by him being like that it was like, it's supposed to show how much Nakamura got him to almost to that top, but didn't get him done. And I feel like they did that phenomenal. It really brought Nakamura's stock up really high too, that he could be hopefully into a really good rivalry after this. Like they can kind of throw him into it. I think it's gonna be against him and Ricochet. I think that's where they're gonna naturally go. I hope they don't. Nothing against Ricochet, but they've already done this match a bunch of times. No Bronson Reed. Just give him somebody fresh. Just somebody fresh. Maybe AJ Styles, which they're not in the same brand, so that wouldn't work. I'm trying to rack my brain. I mean, I would be fine if he goes to Smack. He could be the one that was traded to SmackDown. Did I miss that too? Like, I think like I've caught up and watched all wrestling, but then I don't remember if they ever announced who went there, or even Nakamura versus Drew McIntyre. You know, that could be something. Two heels against each other, or a almost guy turning heel, because I think that could push Drew to his final form of turning heel. But yes, match was the best match. It was definitely the best match of the night. Obviously, it should have been because it was the main event, and I think they knocked it out of the park. I would, if they had another one for whatever reason at Crown Jewel, I wouldn't be upset. But I think what they've done is a perfect chef's kiss, and I don't think they need anything else. But that's what I said. So yeah, uh, if you guys enjoyed Fastlane, tell me in the bottom, or tell me what you disagreed with, or what you thought could have done better, or what maybe one of the matches I said was good was probably greater. Just, maybe just we'll discuss it. Also, podcast every Tuesday, wrestling. We got about 3 or 4 episodes already up, so if you want to catch up and comment on some of the weird harebrained stuff that I come up with, and say that I'm wrong or right. I prefer you say right, but you could say wrong too. That's fine. Just a discussion helps. But see you guys next time. Bye.